Today on the channel, we're going to take a look at Guitar World from April of 2012, and they're going to tell us what the 50 greatest Van Halen songs are of all time. Alright, so today we're going to take a look at Guitar World from April of 2012. Not a very old issue, but this one had my interest piqued when I saw 50 greatest Van Halen songs. I always think these are polarizing. And that's why they do these articles, is to get people's opinions and also to get people fired up and complain, and it gets viewership. So let's take a look. We'll be the deciding factor. The Marty 5150 YouTube channel will be the deciding factor if this list is good or if there's anything they may have missed or got wrong. So it's got a lot of good stuff. 50 heavenly guitar chords you need to know. NAMM Show Roundup. Alright, so let's dig in. Oh, the day Ozzy hired Randy Rhoads. Cool. Alright, so we're going to turn the page here. Got some Schecters going on. Slinky Cobalt strings. I've tried these Cobalt strings once or twice. I'm not super picky with my strings. Some guys are like, man, I gotta have Ernie Balls, or I gotta have GHS or Dunlop or whatever. I think Ernie Balls are great. D'Addarios are awesome. Recently I bought some Fender 9s that were pretty nice. I really don't notice really a tonal difference, but I don't know, maybe there is. Rocktron. Okay. Cool. Tear Near Potential. Warwick, it's a family affair. What's this feedback or booster pedal? I don't ever recall seeing one of those. Guess it's just a boost pedal. Good picture of Ed and Dave there. These Sinister Gates Schecters are ugly. The shape is kind of funky, and the paint. Every time I die. I would hate to be in a band where I had to dress up in a costume like this. I mean, I get it. It's cool for the fans. It's great for the show, but man, I just would hate to have to perform dressed up. Guess I'm showing my age. PRS SE Acoustics. These neon strings. These things are kind of a joke. After a while, I've read that they wear out. Like it only lasts for like a few times when you play. I don't know if that's true or not, but all right. What do we got here on the sounding board? Let me pick a letter. Untitled Chapter. Let's check this out. I just want to say thanks for the last two issues. ZZ Top and Pink Floyd. David Gilmour and Billy Gibbons are my idols, and I try to learn as much as I can about them. This is the stuff I love to see in your magazine. Cool. Like, it's funny how someone would take the time to write a letter like that. Like, they really have to have their voice heard. Like, I don't know why you would write a letter and tell people that. I mean, I just don't see the point. Maybe I'm in a bad mood today. Reader art. Okay, let's see here. We didn't invent the electric. Ibanez. We invented electrifying. That's pretty cool. This guitar is it's kind of neat. I don't really like these 5-way blades the way they're in the body like this. That's a really thin body. That's super thin. There's Steve Morse. At least his haircut looks a lot better. Some of those old episodes you see with him, his hair's cut like really short, and you're like, dude, come on, stay away from supercuts. The Deep Purple guitarist returns with the prog pop supergroup Flying Colors. Never heard of Flying Colors. I'm going to have to check that out. Orange. Dark New Day, Rise Again. Sorry about that. Moving this camera around. Members of Seven Dust and Evanescence released their sophomore disc. I don't think that ever went anywhere. Black Star got a little, looks like they got a little metal pedal going on there with some EQ. That's not an EQ, that's a valve. Never saw that. 2 channels of extreme gain. That might sound decent. Never really been in a Black Star, but Every Time I Die to drop number 6. There's Eric Johnson, constantly evolving with his haircut also. He looks kind of bummed out there. What inspired you to start playing guitar? I mean, these guys must get so sick of answering these questions. Why wouldn't they ask him? I mean, ask him anything. Okay, let's see what he says. It was Noki Edwards of the Ventures. He was one of the first guys I ever heard play. Do you remember the first guitar? It was a White Fender Music Master. What was the first song you learned? Your Cheatin' Heart by Hank Williams. Do you remember your first gig? It was at the club in Austin called 11th Door. Ever had an embarrassing onstage moment? Oh yeah, once I was playing in Corpus Christi and there was a hole in the stage that was there for when the venue presented theatrical plays. They used to cover the hole and they didn't need it. I was performing on stage and happened to break through the cover and into the hole. It wasn't really deep, but it was big enough for me to fall into. Luckily enough, it didn't break my guitar, but it broke the cord off of it. So we had to stop so we could crawl the hole and get the other guitar cord. That's pretty funny. What's your favorite piece of gear? My Dumble amplifier, because Dumbles have a one-of-a-kind sound. Got any advice for young players? Find 2 or 3 players you like and try to emulate their styles. Doing that helps you learn the ins and outs. Cool. What's this Guitar World poll we got here? Which artist would you most like to see inducted in the Hall of Fame? Iron Maiden is 22%. Jethro Tull is 2%. Not too interested in that. Look at this guy. Do you know Kazar is a Fear Factory? This dude looks like he just had like a really bad burrito or something. Like it's not settling on his stomach very good. And they took his picture and they put it on a full page. I mean, it'd been a little better if it was like a small picture. And I don't know, man. I wonder what he thought when this issue came out and he had an 8.5 by 11 picture of his face making that face full page. Okay, let's see. Have you ever wanted to get involved with a project that wasn't extreme metal? Kinda, but not really. Okay, I've heard enough. Tone resolution, Mesa. Willie and Mark could have their choice of any rig, and they chose Mesa. You chose wisely, men. Lamb of God. This is kind of weak, this episode, or this issue. There's some new Super Champs. Dark Roast. Oh, this is, check this out. This is when Zach, I guess, came out with his coffee. Do you know, Zach, when I think of the great legends of metal, I'll always think of you, filling in for them, then getting fired. That quote was from Sharon Osbourne. Wow. What is this article on? That was a rock and roll roast. I get it. It wasn't about his coffee. I thought I was talking about his roast coffee. So they roasted Zakk Wylde. I love all your songs, Zach, or at least I like to call them really mediocre Ozzy Osbourne songs with crappy vocals. I kind of feel that way about Black Label Society. Zach, how does it feel to have a career because someone with more talent died? Oh my goodness. What an amazing collection of people. If a bomb went off right now, the record industry would lose exactly $500 next year. As a young musician, Zach hitchhiked to LA, blowing his mind, and truck drivers. Oh my goodness. Scott Ian has been playing a lot of poker lately, and like Anthrax, they both rarely manage to pull a full house. Oh, that's so funny. That was pretty neat. I wonder if that's on YouTube. There's some neat looking LTDs there. Yamaha amp, kind of funky looking. AXL, Fender Select carved Koa top Telecaster. That thing's kind of ugly. And there's a Roland Strat. No, thank you. Don't want a Roland G5 VG Stratocaster. Jet City amp. All Alone. Who's this guy? He and his Born of Osiris bandmates live together in a suburb Chicago house. Not interested in reading that. Sorry, guys. All right, Crossroads. In '79, Randy Rhoads had to decide whether to stay with a struggling unknown act called Quiet Riot or join forces with the famous former lead singer from Black Sabbath. The decision wasn't as easy as you think. That's a pretty cool picture. Ozzy Osbourne always looked like he was going to bite something. I guess he was. He was so out of his mind all the time. I love that old stuff, man. This old Les Paul custom. He's got this white one, that cream one. Awesome. So cool. By the end of the 70s, the Los Angeles rock scene was in the midst of a change. There was a musical and cultural transition going on that Randy Rhoads and his bandmates of Quiet Riot were all too aware of. I was devastated. I said, Randy, how can you play like that and not love Black Sabbath? Here's a good little quote. It says, "You hooked up with Ozzy Osbourne in Los Angeles in the fall of '79 after he left Black Sabbath. How did that come about?" Ozzy walked into the Starwood one night with another guy from Jet Records who said to me, "Ozzy wants to talk with you about a new band he's putting together." I was directed to Frank Zappa's rehearsal and recording facility on Sunset, and told me to be there around 4:30 or 5 o'clock with all my gear. I walked in and met the very young Ozzy, who was sitting on a couch, clearly not looking like the photograph I was used to seeing. Gary Moore was there, auditioning with a bass player and drummer, and I thought, I don't think Ozzy has the right band, as I watched. Never heard that story before. And it continues on here. It says, Gary Moore, I thought, that guy's phenomenal, but he's not the right guy for this kind of music. It was now my turn to audition, and Ozzy later said, come back to the hotel and we can talk about doing something together. Wow, he beat out Gary Moore for the band. Clearly that was the right style, the right decision. Very neat, very neat. Okay, here we go. Gonna have some Van Halen stuff here. 50 greatest Van Halen songs. As Van Halen released their new album in 14 years, Guitar celebrates their greatest tracks. So this was when A Different Kind of Truth came out. So kind of a neat little article to celebrate and bring Van Halen back in the spotlight. So there's the boys all dressed up, dancing back in '84. All right, number one. I wish they should start with 50 and then go down to number one, but they just start number one. Boom. Here's the winner. Hot for Teacher, number one. Number two, Ain't Talking About Love. Slow down a little bit so we can look at these pictures. Number three was Unchained. I don't know why Ain't Talking About Love is second. I mean, it's a classic, maybe just because everyone knows it. But anyway, number four, Beautiful Girls. That's an interesting choice for number four. They just like to be different with these. They rehash these articles every couple of years. They used to talk about all the time. So someone's got to have their different point of view. So I get it. We'll put Beautiful Girls number 4 because no one else would have done it. Running with the Devil number 5. They put that above Beautiful Girls. That's really stupid, but okay. Number 6, Mean Street. 7, Panama. 8, Eruption. Number 9, You Really Got Me. And 10, In the Cradle Will Rock. This guy's not a Sammy Hagar fan. There's not a Hagar song in the top 10 list. Some of you probably agree with that. I don't. All right, 11 was Light Up the Sky. 12, Everybody Wants Some. Still no Van Hagar. Ice Cream Man, number 13. 14, Take Your Whiskey Home. I mean, I don't know how you could label like 50 of the top songs. You know, put your top 10 songs in the comments if you can. Put top 10 in there. Number 15, DOA. 16, Atomic Punk. Maybe Van Halen told them they couldn't put Van Hagar songs in here since a different kind of truth came out. I don't know. 17, Push Comes to Shove. 18, Little Guitars. 19, Jamie's Crying. 20, Dirty Movies. Somebody Get Me a Doctor at 21. Spanish Fly, 22. Wait a second. They put, okay, Eruption is 8. I forgot. I'm like, did we miss Eruption and Spanish Fly came before that? All right, sorry about that. All right, 23 is Jump. 24, Little Dreamer. Women in Love, 25. 26, They Say Romeo Delight. That should have been a lot, that should have been top 20. So This Is Love. Wow, we got us a poster here. That's Randy Rhoads' we got Randy Rhoads' V. We got us. We got the Frankenstein. Sweet. That's so nice. All right. I love frameless guitars. Frameless guitars are cool, but man, they're expensive. Back to the Van Halen. Top Jimmy, number 28. Right now, we finally get a Van Hagar song at 29. So now the rest of the list will probably be like mostly Van Hagar. 29 is right now. Where have all... So, okay, I'm going to stop. Again, I'm going to complain. Right now is, if it's going to be the first Van Hagar song on the list, Right Now is not the best of the Van Hagar songs. This should have been like Good Enough or Best of Both Worlds. 5150. I mean, come on, guys. This is a guitar magazine, but it was 2012, fellas. I mean, come on. Where Have All the Good Times Gone? I'm the One. When It's Love. I'll Wait. So we got another Van Hagar song in there, and they chose When It's Love. Girl Gone Bad was ranked worse than When It's Love. Cathedral, 35. Sinner Swing, 36. 37, Feel Your Love Tonight. We're going to pause for a moment, take a look at Paul Gilbert's quote. Paul says, "The legato playing that I do is very intuitive, and I learned it through a lot of good accidents. I used to sit around and play the Eddie Van Halen, doing it wrong and coming up with my own patterns." I love Paul Gilbert. All right, 39, we're looking at Hang 'Em High. 40, Pretty Woman. 41, Tattoo. Okay, Tattoo is ranked on the top 50 above almost the entire Van Hagar catalog. If anybody, even if you're not a Van Hagar fan, anybody watching this video feels like that is accurate, please comment below and give me your reason. I'm open for discussion. Finish What You Started, 42. Why Can't This Be Love, 43. We missed 38. 38 was 5150. So hallelujah. 12 from the bottom of the list. We got 5150. Sacrilege. I'm getting fired up. Like, I didn't really think this was going to get me upset, but I'm actually getting fired up over this. 45 was She's the Woman. I get it. That's an old song. I don't think anything off of A Different Kind of Truth should have made the top 50. I honestly don't. 46, Dancing in the Streets. 47 was Pound Cake. 48, Top of the World. 49, Best of Both Worlds. And 50, Dance the Night Away. Did I miss 44? One Foot Out the Door. Okay, 1 Foot Out the Door, the last song off of Fair Warning. That should not be on in the top 50 list. That's a cool song. It's different, but that's not in the top 50, period. It's certainly not. I mean, Full Bug. I mean, this was ranked. Full Bug wasn't even on this list. Full Bug from Diver Down. Okay? Full Bug is phenomenal. Not on there. Cathedral, not Cathedral, but Secrets. Secrets wasn't on here. Killer Song off Diver Down. Not on here. House of Pain. Phenomenal. Not on here. Drop Dead Legs wasn't on here. Okay, I gotta calm down and turn the page. I'm getting fired up. I hate this issue. Shapes of Things. Tired of playing those same old chord shapes? Not really. Lacking harmonic inspiration, fret not. Guitar World presents 50 ways to achieve chordal nirvana. Okay, what do they got us doing? Triad inversions, movable triads, adding diminished tonalities. I can agree with that. Vocal leading with inversions, suspended chords. Really what you need to do is you need to just practice and jam and work with a band and focus on your sound, and all this stuff will come. Take some lessons. Look at this PV. This Triple X. I know these amps are pretty solid, but that looks like a hot mess on the front of that amp. I'm going to get a close-up of this. That's PV's attempt to be a Mesa. I bet you it sounds really good, though, in all honesty. I bet you that's a great sounding amp. It's probably louder than a tornado tearing down a trailer park. Okay. Kerry King. The king has arrived. The king of what? You decide in the comments. Look at him. The king is playing a Zoom. Working with a Zoom. Okay. King of his kingdom, not mine, right? I respect Slayer. I don't like Kerry King's lead work, but we all have opinions. Speaking of Framus again. That's before they made the Devin Townsend Framus. If you haven't seen the Devin Townsend Framus guitar, the German one, that thing is wacky, but it's pretty cool. Soundcheck, Blues Power, Fender EC series. Is that the Eric Clapton series, I guess? I bet you that amp sounds really killer, man. I love Fender amps. There's LTD Deluxe. I like these guitars. I don't like the squiggly, flaggy looking fret markers. I think this would have looked better if they had just done classic dots or just put blocks in there. The early 2000s to like in the teens in the 2000s, a lot of guitars had lots of blingy stuff on them. Remember some of those Schecters, like the C1000s, that had like, they were all like fake abalone or whatever. They're kind of neat, I guess, but man, everything was, even the rock stars back then, like the new metal guys, they wore like chains and skulls, and everything was silver, like wallet chains, and that matched their guitars. Harmonist. I've never had a harmony pedal that I liked. I don't even use it on my whammy pedal. Power Stack. What is this? That is an EVH Wolfgang. What do we got here? Get in for a closer look. List price $3,999. I get it, that's a list. So that's the US. Ice Hard Ebony amplifies the Wolfgang Stealth's upper mid-range. Basswood and maple body. The bottom line, whether you're a metal shredder who wants supersonic speed, nothing but black aesthetics, or an EVH aficionado who craves the ultimate Van Halen playing experience, the EVH Stealth delivers like no other, Wolfgang. I love EVH guitars, but I guarantee you that particular model doesn't sound anything different, dynamically different than my $500 or $400 WG series I have. Same pickups. Not putting it down, but that is a lot of bread for an EVH guitar. I mean, I've spent a lot of money on my Gibsons and Fenders and stuff. I get it. USA made. $4,000 list. I guess that's probably like 2,800 new, which that makes sense. That's in line with other high-end US made guitars, but I don't know how these manufacturers I don't know how they get away with charging that kind of money when they have very similar models that are so much less. Hammer time. Okay, I'm just being negative today. I'm sorry, fellas. I don't like these fret inlays. I think they're confusing. This headstock looks kind of like a paddle for a boat. And these 3 inline knobs that are really close to this bridge, these, if they're going to do 3, I think they should have put them down a little bit lower and maybe made them like a triangle perhaps. I don't know, but I think 3 knobs is kind of weird. The body looks good, but I mean that's pretty much looks like a deformed Les Paul. All right. There's Eric advertising Eminent speakers. I don't think he endorses this anymore. Smoking Ace, Buzzbin, Hottie 429 solid body electric. That's kind of neat. Okay, the box we live in, part 2. More instructionals. Glenn Proudfoot, I don't know who that is. There's a live record by Iron Maiden. Seems like Maiden release a live record every 2 years or something. They got a great fan base. One of the hardest working bands. Axe Effects 2. The Ultimate Guitar Processor just got even better. When this stuff started coming out, I had no idea what it was capable of. I had really no clue what was going on with this stuff, but now I'm bought into it. I wish that they would do some rig rundowns on the Def Leppard and the Motley Crue and Poison tour that's out. I wish they would do rig rundowns. Maybe they have. I haven't looked, and show us what those guys are using. I heard that Def Leppard's using all Fractal Axe Effects 3s under the stage. Have been for a few years. I'd like to see what CC's playing, and I'd like to see mix setup. That's gotta be a lot of work running with all those metal bands, and Joan Jett's on that tour too. So it'd be kind of nice. I'd like to see that if they could get them. All right, performance tips on the songs in here. We got Camouflage. We got Hot for Teacher, Been Caught Stealing, and SATO by Ozzy. All right, we're in the tablature section, so we'll kind of go past this. See what we got at the very end with ads. Now we got more. There's the Ozzy one. Pumping out t-shirts, Rockabilia. I never ordered any of this Rockabilia. I wanted to, but I never ordered it. Back when you had to order stuff in a catalog. Increase your shred cred. The complete shred experience, lessons and licks for killer technique. All right, you can get your newsstand Guitar World subscription price $14.95, and it comes on the app. I cannot read magazines digitally on an app. I mean, I can thumb through them a little bit, but I prefer this paper process like we're doing here. I love to feel it in my hands. The smell of the paper cuts. Look at this shred neck. You could buy this neck and practice on it. Oh boy. Save your strings from your hands. Graph Tech. Check this out. You can get a shirt and then put your favorite lyrics on the front. So walk around with a shirt with your lyrics on it, or your favorite lyrics. That'd be kind of goofy. Okay. MIT ad with Paul Gilbert. Gonna end it with a Paul Reed Smith. Got a piezo pickup in it. Like you've never heard before. Not even like a Parker Fly. All right, there we go. And then it with a MXR modified OD. So what do you think? Guitar World, 50 greatest Van Halen songs. I disagree, but hey, it was worth a look. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment below, and until next time, peace out.